Hey YouTube, this is Buddy with First Time RVers. We are in Hillsville, Virginia, just across the North Carolina border, around the Mount Airy area of North Carolina at the Lake Ridge RV Resort. So you're going to enter the resort here. There's a little cabin here to check in sometimes, but for the most part, you're probably going to head down that hill past that lake and then up over to the big building right there, which is the check-in, the camp store. It's where the pool is, a lot of activities and game room, thing like that up there. But what they're calling their super sites there are down over in this section. It's a newer section, so this is a lot of year-round campers, long-term people, but those are pull-through sites. Some of the bigger mobile homes are down here. They also have these couple shelters down here that you can rent out. From the looks of things, it's people from, that aren't staying at the park that can rent those out also. You have some horseshoes down there for playing horseshoes. And then if you are in this area, you can walk up that path to get to the camp store. And over here you have some other sites, and there's some cabins over there also. And then the lake. That people fish from. It's catch and release. Back in that area, you can see some of the RVs and even some cabins and small buildings. Lots of those in that area are owners. They have their spots for good. My guess is it's probably more like a 20-year lease or something like that, but they're considered owners. A lot of people have built cabins or, have their RVs there, permanent sites, and that white building back there is for the owners only. So that's their own separate area with built-in pool and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to the other side and give you a view from there. The water in this pond is actually quite clear. I don't know if you can tell that or not. I'm at the bottom of that hill, and over there you can see a deck that people are fishing off of. And beyond that you'll see a playground, and then into the woods there are cabins and tent sites, full hookup RV sites, and then there's some sites with just water and electric. Very rustic. You're basically in the woods. So if that's what you're looking for, it's kind of nice because, obviously you're going to get the shade and things. And areas to explore and stuff up there. I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover here. This is the middle of the day and there were a lot of campers out, so I didn't want to bother them. This area here is that area that I referred to earlier that's up in the woods. As you can see, it's full of shade, but there's some pretty nice large sites for everything from tents to pretty large campers. And this is also the area that has just the water and electric sites. And over on the right here you see the permanent structures. These are a lot of your owners here. We actually were supposed to stay in this section. We got here late on Friday and it was getting dark, and I was having trouble backing in between the trees and a very large church van that we could not find anyone to move. So they went ahead and got us another site, which we liked better. It was actually closer to all the activities. So here's a stage that they'll do things on, and they'll have like dance parties. A little dance floor, and then the big ring here, fire pit They'll have like, bring your own s'mores. I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover because it was quite windy. This is the main area. This is where your camp store is, where you're going to check in. The pools, the slides, pretty much all the activities are right here. The indoor arcade, there's laundry inside there also. They do offer a $10 discount for Good Sam, so that was kind of nice. We ended up over here. That's us straight ahead with the expedition. As you can see, most of these are permanent structures or long-term owners. I don't know if they bought that one spot back or what, but we were able to get there instead of being in the woods where we were originally supposed to be. And I actually kind of like it better because we're so much closer to all the activities and the pools and things like that. We could walk right over there. Enter where the camp store is. Of course, they've got ice and firewood. Like I said, they're members of Good Sam's. But here's your registration and camp store in here, which is pretty nice. And like I said, they got a big game center in here, which again is pretty nice. So here's your two pools. They got the little obstacle course thing and a couple small little slides there. This is on the back end of the camp store. Ground's looking a little rough, but I think this area's a little older. But down over here, you have your movies, where they play movies in the evenings. They do it indoor or outdoor, depending on weather. So there's your movie screen. Here is your designated smoking area. You can smoke at your campsites, but nowhere else on the property except for the designated areas. The highlight of the weekend was the nighttime water slides. It certainly was for our daughter anyways. They started at 9 o'clock on Saturday night, and it was glow stick themed, so all the kids have glow sticks, but they loved it. It was cold as could be out. We actually put the heat on Saturday night in the camper. That's how chilly it was, but these kids loved it. So here are some of the likes and dislikes. We liked the fact that there was tons to do for the kids. Tons to do. I mean, they had basketball, volleyball, horseshoes, mini golf, cornhole. They had game room, they had movies, there's a dog park, they had an activity center where you could do things throughout the day, tie-dye shirts, stuff like that. Now those were paid activities, but hey, $10 for a tie-dye shirt is not bad. We also like the fact that there's small towns close by. We love exploring the small towns. They do have a laundry facility and then 3 bathhouses throughout the park. A couple things we didn't like. Probably should be time to update. I want to say this park's probably from the 70s, so some of the things do need to be updated. Some of the sites were pretty tight, but that's not too big of a deal. And then their Wi-Fi was down. But again, guys, you're supposed to be outside enjoying activities anyways. But I would say this would be a $1 sign as far as price. It was very inexpensive for what you get, and we enjoyed ourselves. So hopefully you can go here and enjoy yourselves too. We're going to close with showing you some still photos of some of the things we saw around. Thank you.